Welcome back to Wall Street Confidential. We're discussing a big merger headline in the minerals sector. Xstrata buying Lonmin for $7 billion. A takeover bid, Jim.
Well, I don't think they're going to be able to get it for $7 billion. It's pretty hostile. What this says to me is that despite the market's insistence that all mineral companies are now worthless and cut, by 40, 50% versus their highs, that there is a shortage of minerals. And the companies that produce minerals have to meet contract demands. So they can't just sit there and say, oh, well, wait a second, the S&P's being knocked down and our sector's gotten out of favor. What they have to say is, listen, we got contracts, we got to deliver,
right,
and we're going to need to make acquisitions to do it. Yesterday, Freeport it traded at one point at 74. That's down 25% in 5 days. Now, that would be one thing if their output was down 25% in 5 days, but they make copper. Codelco in Chile, largest copper company in the world, declined 10% this year in supply. I mean, that's unbelievable, double-digit decline. And it's going to get worse. So the largest copper mine in the world is declining at 10% in terms of production. Freeport is the only copper mine that's actually increasing production. Freeport is in situation for China. Now, China hasn't bought anything in 2 months. It's really rather amazing. China's just stayed away from everything, which has caused a lot of the mineral collapse. That I don't think that's sustainable if they stay away. 30% of the copper goes to China. So when I look at Freeport and I realize how much it's lost in market cap, if I were Rio Tinto, if I were or Vale, what I would do is just buy it for, I'd put a $100 bid in. That's what Lonmin feels like to me. Given the currency strength of everybody else's currency, given the fact that Freeport was at 120 and it fell to 70, a $100 bid to be able to provide the copper that you need to meet the demand for China seems like a no-brainer to me. Now, the quant funds sold Freeport and every day that oil goes down, Freeport will go lower. But I want to emphasize that Freeport actually does get cheaper as it goes down. This is not a .com. It's actually a representation of copper. And copper's in very short supply in the world. It's much more in short supply than oil. The copper's down 17% for the year. Freeport is down 35% for the year. That doesn't make sense to me.
All right. As for this merger, you think it's a good synergistic move for?
I really like Lonmin. I was going to write up Lonmin for my TV show, but it doesn't trade here. It's chock full with great minerals.
All right. Thanks very much, Jim Cramer, on minerals. Wall Street Confidential on TheStreet.com TV. Stay tuned.